Venture Fest in Austin, Texas, in Pflugerville County. It's an amazing day to have an amazing day. And I am so honored to be here just supporting the Pflugerville CDC and what they're doing in their Women Empowerment Summit. So today I'm going to be interviewing some dynamic, powerful, thought-provoking women who are really looking to change the world. So take a ride with us today. We're having They Say in a different space, and I'm excited. So our first person that we are interviewing is someone that I hold near and dear to my heart. She's a dear friend of mine. She is a phenomenal woman, a mother, a wife, a leader. She is a boss. And I'm so honored to have her here with me today at Venture Fest. Her name is Amanda Desanges. She is truly about women empowerment and truly making an impact. So Amanda, thank you so much for being on They Say today. We are honored. I've been waiting. This is one I've been waiting for like 5 years. So I'm so honored she finally said yes. You know, it's those ballers that are hard to get. So Amanda, tell us a little bit about yourself.
Sure. So again, Amanda, I am originally from Southern California, but I made my journey to Nashville, Tennessee to attend the Fisk University. Graduated with my BS in economic and finance, and I made the unusual journey into wealth management. I was actually recruited out of my junior year in college to Morgan Stanley. Started my career there as a wealth advisory associate in the second largest branch and location in the whole Morgan Stanley ecosystem. And it was like learning the industry. It was like I was drinking through a water hose, but I definitely appreciated my time and experience there. And then I went on to Bernstein, Private Wealth Management, and I spent 8 years there. Did a couple of different things there, but I was a AVP of Diverse and Multicultural Wealth Segments, which was very near and dear to my heart. The most important thing I've done throughout my career.
See, that's a dynamic woman right there. I'm so honored to know her and just be in this space with her. So Amanda, when you think of Venture Fest and you think of Pflugerville and Women Empowerment Summit, what's the first word that really comes to mind for you today? Impact. So let's unpack that. Like, what type of impact are you hoping that we'll be able to make today?
So when I think about women entrepreneurs and ensuring that they not only have the knowledge, the access, some equitable treatment, which is a little hard to find, but the hope that they are able to have all of those things. So to have such an empowering event where they can come and get knowledge, network, learn the tips and the tricks and the ways to really advance their journey as entrepreneurs, it's very important.
No, it is extremely important. So you have just recently started your entrepreneurship journey. Yeah. And I'm so excited to see it. You have launched into the deep end. So how does it feel? Because I know most people will be like, oh my God, I'm so scared. But I've really been feeling like you've been building up for such a time as this. So how has that launch been for you?
So it's definitely a unique launch because, as you are aware, being in financial services, a lot of it is entrepreneurial, right? So there's a lot of things that you cannot have other people do for you, you have to do for yourself. So because of that, I think that I have a unique positioning that I am maybe not as worried and scared. However, it is this deep, dark world of entrepreneurship that is, I don't care where you come from and what you've done, there's a level of fear that comes with that.
And rightfully so. So when I started AMI, you were probably one of the first people I told. You definitely get fearful. You're truly walking on water and you might drown. But you know what? You get up and somebody with the lifeguard comes and saves you. But I don't think we take into account that the drowning is possible, but it doesn't mean you stop there.
Absolutely.
That there's more to the story.
Absolutely.
So I think you're finding out that there's more to the story.
Absolutely.
Well, yeah, I know you would. So as we think of this next generation, because you and I love this generation coming up behind us, and these young ladies, these young men, but especially these young ladies, they're near and dear to our heart. When we think of women impact, when we think of women empowerment, when we think of these next leaders, these women that are coming up, what is it that they have to learn and do to be able to transcend us?
Have the audacity.
Yes.
Period. Have the audacity. Why not you? Why can't it be you doing it? Why are you not in that room? Why are you not at the seat? Why are you not talking? Why is your opinion not important?
That part.
And valued. It is. And so as long as you believe it and you make other people believe it, that's it. If we were taught just a little bit more audacity and not have to learn it later on in life, just imagine. So that's what I hope for the women.
I agree with you. I think so many of us have been taught to show up in spaces, but kind of dim who we are to fit the space. So we're not coming off too much or too powerful or too
Take
strong.
up the space.
Yes,
Take it up.
take up space.
If you don't feel
Yes. And then you will be just have a bunch of negative thoughts and just wondering why you, why not you, why did this not happen to you? Because you didn't take the chance. And I truly believe it's all about betting on yourself. I think now is the time. There's so many resources between social media and women that are doing it, who are willing to lend their knowledge and their resources. But you got to be able to open up your mouth and go into these rooms and say, hey, I'm ready.
Absolutely. If you don't believe in you, how is anyone else going to believe in you?
Man.
It starts at home.
So what are 3 things you're hoping to learn today?
3 things that I'm hoping to learn today. I want to be put onto some new game from other entrepreneurs that are even more successful and know more than I do. I don't think that anyone knows everything, and we can all learn something from someone else. I am interested to hear more of these women's stories. For me, I don't think that everyone has to experience everything to learn a lesson. And that's one of the things earlier on in my life that I wish I would have believed. I didn't have to learn everything myself. I could have taken lessons from others.
Amen.
And the third thing that I would like to do, I don't know if it's necessarily learn, but network with more women that are outside of my immediate network. Obviously, we're in Austin, from Houston, like you are. Yes. So to be able to expand that network in outside of Houston and in Texas, something I'm really looking forward to.
Yeah, in Austin, Pflugerville, these spaces are growing. And there are seats at the table. And if they're not, we're creating our own tables.
Absolutely.
So I just want to thank Amanda for her time, her knowledge, her influence, and keep staying tuned for another powerful guest on this live episode from Venture Fest. Hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode of They Say Live at Venture Fest in Pflugerville. I'm so excited to have the man, the myth, and the legend, because this podcast is dedicated to legends today. And I'm so excited to have the visionary, the one who put this Venture Fest year 2 in the works, Mr. Jerry Jones himself. Jerry Jones, welcome to They Say Person.
It's the team.
And you have an amazing team.
I really do. I am extremely fortunate to have the team that I have.
So talk to us about Venture Fest. This is year 2, year 1 for you, year 2 for Pflugerville. What is your goals and what are you looking to accomplish today at this Women Empowerment Summit?
So it's interesting. When I first got here in February, we were told, hey, there's this Venture Week event that we have here, and we do it for the week. It's in partnership with the Texas Venture Alliance. Today, they actually have events all over the state of Texas. And so we looked at it, and we have an appreciation for doing things that kind of change the landscape of things, right? And so we did a survey, and we said, what do you all want for this week? And they came back and they said, we wanted real entrepreneurs who actually started from the ground and built themselves up. We don't want the fluff. We want real, especially today, one of the topics is real women founders are building from the trenches. And so we wanted to make a concerted effort that today was all about women. You know, as a man, I feel like it helps our community when we make space for women to lead and to have the ability to be able to scale their business and grow. And so today is all about women. What I'm inspired about today is to see that there are men who came as well to be a part of that. Yeah, I thought that was...
I'm big on allyship.
Yes.
We can't do it without each other. And I heard one of the panelists say, or the keynote, I think she was doing an introduction, the Councilwoman, she said that we are better together.
Yes.
That is such a true statement.
Yes.
That's such a true statement. So you coming from Houston, Richmond, Texas, running the economic development there, now coming to Pflugerville. How does it feel, Jerry?
It feels magical. I am enjoying this. I'm having fun. Again, I have a great team,
Yes, you do.
A phenomenal team. And to have the type of support from city council members and from my PCDC board, we didn't just do this by happenstance. There was a study that was done that stated we needed to invest in entrepreneurs and that we needed to grow our own businesses. Everybody wants to lure a Fortune 500 company to their community, but that Fortune 500 company started somewhere. Perfect example, every time I think about Raising Cane's, for instance, I said this past week, I went to Baton Rouge and I sat and ate in the original Raising Cane's. I do it every time I go to Baton Rouge. It's right there on States Avenue. And it goes to show you that it starts somewhere. Someone has to invest in that small business in order for it to become the Raising Cane's of that time and that era. And so that's what it's all about. We believe that if we invest in the small businesses today, they will remember us when it matters.
You always remember who you started with.
Always remember the prom.
I forgot who brought me to prom.
Always, you're supposed to dance with the one that brought you to the prom, at least while you're there. So.
Okay, Jerry, we got to have a talk then afterwards because I'm doing it backwards. But yes, but no, I think it's important, like you said, to reach back and remember those who helped you get where you're at today. So what is your hopes that these women walk away from and with today?
One, encouraged.
Yes.
Also feeling supported, and then recognizing that their vision is not a lie. Because a lot of times we will have a vision and then we'll get up and we will wake up from a dream and share it with people who did not dream with us. And then expect them to have the same type of passion and capacity to support what was given to us.
So you said we share our vision with people who don't have the same vision.
Oh, yeah.
We can't see where we're going.
Sleep at night, we dreaming things, we're given these visions to become entrepreneurs or to go out and do something, and then we wake up. And then we go and tell people who did not sleep with us, did not dream with us. And so we're expecting them to have that same type of excitement based off of something that we encountered. And so what we have to recognize is we have to support our entrepreneurs. We have to tell them that they're not losing their mind, that their idea is something that they need to literally vet and test and push forward on, and encourage them and create platforms and spaces and places that nurture that. And so that's what we're doing. That's what we want our entrepreneurs today, more namely our women founders and entrepreneurs, to know that this is a city that wants to invest in them so that they will invest in the city.
I think that is powerful, and I'm so honored to be here to support what you're doing.
Excited to have you too.
Yes, I think women are the backbone, the neck. We keep things moving and shaking. So just the fact that the city of Pflugerville recognizes that and took the day out of a whole week festival to understand the importance and the empowerment of women.
It's important.
It definitely speaks to the understanding of the city. So
Absolutely.
you guys need to be commended. I definitely clap for you because that's amazing.
Oh,
That's amazing. I don't think
it just makes sense to me. I was raised by 3 women. I'm still getting chastised by one I'm married. So I see the role that women play in our communities each and every day. And it just makes what I would call mental sense and pocket sense to invest in a part of our citizens, a grouping of our citizens that are able to build oftentimes with absolutely nothing.
Yeah.
So investing in them should frighten us all with some excitement, of course, on what they will come up with, because even when there's nothing, they turn it into something. So, I mean, it just makes all the sense in the world to give a little nudge of encouragement and resources to those businesses.
Well, Jerry, you know you're speaking my language. I approve all of this. I approve all of this message that you put out today. So what can we expect the rest of the week?
The rest of the week is going to be interesting because we actually have the third day is the future of innovation. That is going to really take us into a deep conversation on how can you innovate your actual business. You know, sometimes AI scares us. Sometimes we don't go deep enough into AI, especially while these software systems are free, because at some point in time we're going to start seeing some, memberships that you'll have to.
Extra dollars for ChatGPT.
There you go. I mean, you're going to get to a point where they've whet the appetite, they've gotten you interested, and now they're going to start wrangling you in to be able to make those obvious funds for membership. So we want to make sure that our businesses have all the tools that they need to be successful. And we want to make sure that in their toolbox, that anytime they're coming into a space where they need to address something in their business, that they need to fix something in their business, that they don't have to go out to Round Rock or to Austin or to Georgetown to get that service, that they can get it done here in Pflugerville.
That's powerful. And I think that speaks to the growth and the building of the community. And I definitely see that's what you're doing. You're a true visionary. When I think of leadership, and I tell you this often, but I'm going to tell you publicly all day, say, when I think of leadership and I think of visionaries and people that really understand the importance of building together, you're always top of mind.
Oh.
Because I think you understand the power of community and cultivating relationships. And you are the best testimony of despise the days of not small beginnings. Like, I just think of you back in Richmond, and now you have this amazing things you're doing now. I couldn't be prouder. So I thank you, Jerry. I thank you for your leadership. I thank you for your knowledge. I thank you for your wisdom. And I thank you for your growth. I thank you for your willingness to grow. So I'm excited to see what is going to be happening in Pflugerville. Like, I'm going to be watching intensely.
Yeah, we have a future programming coming up. Like, we're getting ready to study our entrepreneurs. So we're getting a study that's going to be underway that's going to identify who do we have in the community, what resources do they need, and then we're going to build out an entire program wrapped around them.
Wow.
In order to encourage and help them grow. That'll be our project. We also are working on Project Nexus, which is a 53-acre tract of land
Wow.
that fronts Lake Pflugerville. Our council members and PCDC board members had the insight and the foresight and the vision to say, hey, let's go out and make that purchase.
Yeah.
And so we're going to develop that into a regional mixed-use development. And our hope and goal is that that is the site for our future innovation and entrepreneurship center.
Like Ion?
Yes.
Okay. We love it. We love it. And that is going to be powerful.
Yes, I'm excited about it.
We're excited. We're going to be watching. So as we wrap up this dynamic interview of They Say, what's one word to describe how you're feeling today?
Elevation.
Elevate.
It's been a word that's been in my mind and my spirit for about the last couple of weeks now. Elevation, just constantly. I know some people like to say what the numbers mean, but I think about the number 8 because a lot of times people
New beginnings.
Yes, and I think about the fact that 7 is the number of completion.
7.
But in my thought process, the number 8 gives you the opportunity to start again. And so we are able to tell our own story as a community here in Pflugerville, and that story has to start. It must start with making sure our entrepreneurs know that they are not in this alone. And so that is our new beginning, making sure entrepreneurs feel supported, seen, heard, and just in a place where they feel like they can leap and they know that they can fly.
Love it. And that wraps this episode of They Say. Thank you, Jerry. Hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode of They Say. My name is Allison McFarland, and I am live at Venture Fest. I am so excited to be here at Pflugerville, and this young lady needs no introduction. She is just rocking and rolling. She is who I aspire to be when I grow up. I want to introduce Miss Anita Robinson to you all. Miss Robinson, tell us why I want to be here.
Oh my gosh. Well, obviously, I'm sure you're an amazing person in itself, but I'm Anita C. Roberts, Managing Director of Silicon Hills Capital. We're a $25 million venture firm. We invest in minority founders, primarily like myself, Black, woman, veteran, disabled, folks who are building tech-enabled companies, and we're looking to help them scale and make money in the process.
So let's peel back some of these layers because you're in uncharted territory.
Yeah. It's an amazing. It definitely is amazing. My journey to venture obviously is not like most. My background is in PR and marketing. I spent over 20 years in the military. Worked for Obama in 2008 in his PR team, and then when I retired, I started a company. And after because I wanted a life after the military, and a few years later, a company in Florida wanted to purchase my company. So I was able to sell my company and then create a nonprofit. And I used that nonprofit to really help other African Americans in the state of Texas do what I did. Really just, create businesses, sell their businesses, and really enjoy financial freedom.
It's powerful. And the fact that you're willing to use your resources to help somebody else, that really speaks to authenticity of your heart. So how do you balance that as a leader in such a space with a pretty good sized firm?
For sure. I mean, it's funny because venture in the venture firm, our firm is small.
Right.
It's considered a small. 25 million is actually a small firm, but because there's the 100, 200, $1 million firms that invest that much capital every single year. It's amazing. And if we really want to talk about stats, African Americans, let's take women, since we're talking about women. Okay. Women receive less than 2% of venture capital. Black women receive 0.005% of that. But we're starting, a lot more companies than other people. And so I truly wanted to be a person who was, I don't like to sit back and just kind of talk about what problems are. It's like, okay, what can we do?
Right.
And that's what we did during COVID. So like I said, we had a company, a nonprofit that we were working to educate business owners in the state of Texas. And during COVID, our businesses were having problems getting grants, PPP grants. We have we created a brand called Black Austin in the city of Austin to help African Americans. And so we did a survey. We surveyed about 200 business owners and heard that about half of them, they were doing okay. The other half said they weren't. And with those, we decided to raise some funds. So we raised in 6 months, we raised $250,000. And so we gave grants to African Americans because, like I said, I want to make sure that we're putting money into the hands of business owners who look like us, because just like us, we need assistance as well. And so that kind of springboarded me into venture capital, because we started getting a lot of hits from people who were outside of the state who wanted to assist us in raising funds, as if $250,000 wasn't a lot. It was a lot. It was a lot, because we really helped over 100, entrepreneurs in the state of Texas and actually beyond. And so also got educated through Haas Berkeley, because I wanted to learn from the best in Silicon Valley. And then when we launched our venture firm in 2020. We invested in four founders. I think 3 of those founders were in Texas. All of them are minorities. Like I said, we invested in a Black female here in Austin, and her company actually sold like last year or the year before. So
You've had some.
we have track record, right? We have a track record. So investing in people of color, nets profits as well,
So you're here today at the Women Empowerment Summit in Pflugerville. So has it met your expectations? Have you feel like you've gotten some knowledge, some information that you didn't know prior to coming?
So I love hearing from entrepreneurs, honestly. I think that other entrepreneurs, especially women, we're already, most of the investors are men. I mean, they just are. And so that's why women, we don't get as much investment. However, just today on the panel, just some amazing founders sharing their stories. And, honestly, like I said, just hearing some of the, you got folks who, one woman who she bought 143 acres and now she's building homes and, amazing to the young lady who said she just started, like a couple years ago. So you have all of that expertise, right, in this room right here. And I think that's what the community needs. I mean, we need to hear from people like that who can share their wisdom.
What are some of the next steps for your firm? Like, what are you looking to do?
So, when you have a venture firm, you're either raising money or you're scouting for companies. And so today we're scouting for companies. And so that's the part of, but of course we're always, we also raise money, right? Because we're looking for high net worth individuals and corporations and so forth who are looking to support entrepreneurs like us. And so what we also learned was there are companies, there are people who, high net worth individuals who don't look like us, who want to invest in people who look like us, but they don't want to give, if you're an entrepreneur, they don't want to give you a check for $100,000. So what they do is they invest in our firm in venture capital. And so then they're able to, they're investing in a pool of minorities. And so that's, minority companies. And so that's really, like I said, what we're doing. We're always looking for folks who want to invest. We're always looking for great companies. And I think this is an opportunity for both.
I think this is a huge opportunity for both. So when I think about your positioning and I think about you being in the room today and your legacy of helping Obama, to being a PR. How was that transition for you? Because I'm in that PR marketing space.
Yeah, well, we talked, right before, we started filming, always stay in your lane. Right. And so when I decided to start my company, I just started a media company. It's what I do. Right. And I just built it because at the time I had hopes that my boys would take it over. But you know how kids are, they're like,
your dream, not mine.
Lord Jesus. Look, my 12-year-old told me, I think maybe like my first year. And I said, well, you never know. You might want to take over my company one day. And he goes, well, Mom, maybe if you get a little bigger. I'll think about it.
Love it.
So yeah. So of course, right. So he's not coming into this. He's definitely not. But yeah, what I would say is stay in your lane. It's done well for me because like I said, going into media, and again, I wasn't looking to sell my company. Someone else saw the value in our company and came and we sold them a franchise in the beginning, and then they came back and wanted to purchase the entire company. So it was definitely, again, like one of the women said on the panel today, it's one of those uncharted territory. It was something that I had no knowledge of, but I had to learn because the lawyer kept saying, girl, just sell the company. Just sell it and you can create a new
baby,
one.
right?
Right. And I was just like, no, this is my company. And then, it was definitely smart advice because like you said, I was able to support so many more entrepreneurs, with being able to sell it and then create this nonprofit.
Awesome. So as we wrap this up, what's one word to describe the impact you felt?
The impact today, I think is, if we, I guess, put a hyphen, life-changing, because I think, for me, being a woman, being a Black woman, being a veteran, being in a room like this with other people who have resources, because one young lady, she stood up and she had a problem and she was, she had a very complicated problem and, it was going on and on and on. Yeah. And then someone else behind her stood up and said, I have a studio, I have the same business and I can help you. Mm-hmm. And so that is the value. But if if you're at your house, saying, okay, I'm a founder and I don't get any help. Well, you got to come out to things like this because there are people who may not, and the woman didn't look like her. She was, I think the girl who was talking, she was very young and the other lady was older. And so this is the value of coming out and actually, attending things like this. And honestly, I have to say, I was a little surprised to see a Venture Fest in Pflugerville, Texas. And so, which is, my curiosity is one of the reasons why I'm here. But I will tell you that, the value that this brings because I didn't know about venture capital when I, first became a founder. And so when you know about venture capital, everybody does not need venture capital funding. I mean, I would say less than probably 2% of founders really should even be thinking about venture capital. But what it does is it opens you up to other opportunities because, I may not invest in your company, but I can tell you how to get a grant. I can tell you how to go somewhere and get some resources for free. Yep. I could tell you about other companies that are looking to support your dream, but if you don't talk to, to people and tell and also verbalize your dream, then you'll never know. You'll never know if you can become the biggest person and financial freedom. I mean, honestly, I think it also leads to financial freedom. Building companies help.
That is powerful and that is true. I am Allison McFarlane reporting live from Pflugerville at Venture Fest. I will see you guys on the next episode. Hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode of They Say. I am live from Venture Fest in Pflugerville, Texas. I am so excited to be here. This has been a week long of impactful events, and I am so honored to have this legend, this icon next to me today. We have Councilwoman, Mayor Pro Tem, Miss Kimberly Holiday in the building.
You're like the hype master.
Oh my God, no, you're just so legendary that I cannot hype.
Awesome. My name is, again, Kimberly Holiday. I bring you greetings from Pflugerville, where I have the honor of serving as Mayor Pro Tem. I am the first Black woman to serve on City Council in the city of Pflugerville. And I'm just excited to be here, especially with you today, and especially for Venture Fest. I am just coming off of an amazing high, sitting with 4 amazing women where we had a real conversation about what it's like to be in business.
Yes.
Not just the pretty parts of it, but the parts that also cause emotional roller coasters. And so while you're meeting me with my city council hat on, I wear many other hats. Yes. I am a leader with lived experience, and elevating the message around mental health being our wellness is really my thing. Yes. I modeled that. So I hope I am modeling the potential to live with more joy despite life circumstances.
I love that, and I think that's called intentional living. If I think of you and just listening to you or on that panel as a moderator, it was from an intentional and real authentic space. So Kim, what gives you the ability to show up as yourself?
Because I feel that I was kept and saved by grace so that I could be here to be a model a living model for those who feel like they need to give up, or that their beginning was too traumatic, or we start to believe some of the lies that people tell us. We're not good enough, we're not smart enough, we're not pretty enough. And so I want to model that we can like kick and dispel all of, you see my sparkly shoes?
Yes, kick it, girl.
That we can kick and dispel all of those things. And I just want to be what God says I am.
That's powerful. So let's kind of tie this into Venture Fest. How have you seen it grown throughout the years?
Well, this is actually my first year.
Okay.
However, it's a fabulous first year. And I'm upset that I missed the very first year. And I will not be missing another one. I think today was an amazing opportunity for women to come together, women who aspire to be business owners, women who already are, and those who are who I like to call seasoned saints. But the thing is, it's really important that we're all together in the same space, because the same issues that someone who is aspiring to have a business and those who have been in business for 10 years are still experiencing some of the same things. And sometimes, you know, in business, like ebbs and flows. Yeah. And today I came here with my learning cap on, even though I was a moderator. I am also the founder of the Faith Houses here in Pflugerville. We have 3 houses. They're transitional houses for women and children who are actively fleeing domestic violence. I said I'm a leader with lived experience. I do this work because it has been me. I will dress up in a business suit with my tennis shoes on. You can find me in the trenches, under the bridges, looking for people, going to the boardroom, to the state capitol, to the United States Capitol. What I've learned through my trauma is that we have a responsibility and accountability to speak up. Right? And to use all of our gifts, skills, and talents. And even though I'm an introvert, he's called me to speak up. And whatever you saw on the stage today was really God being elevated through me.
And that's what it's truly all about. So as a leader, he brings Christ with her.
Everywhere I go.
Everywhere she goes. So
I'm about to bust out a song.
Okay.
This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. That's how you praise it. Let it shine, let it shine, let it shine.
That was beautiful.
So I always bust out in song, and that's the thing. I think we should also, as business owners, have something in our toolbox. Music is my thing. If I'm feeling down, I find me a song. If it doesn't get me moving and bouncing by the second stanza, I might need to find something else on my playlist. I also mentioned there making sure you have a personal board of directors.
My favorite. Talk about it.
Having the right people in your corner. Like, I need people around me who aren't just going to say yes to me. I need people around me who are smarter than me. I need people who are going to tell me, no, Kimberly, you're operating from your heart space, but this is still business, babe. My husband told me with those 3 houses you have, if you go over there and pay their rent one more time before you take care of us. So I had to get real with myself. And so I need people around me who are going to have those real conversations with me.
A leader who wears so many hats. What I often find is leaders in that particular space struggle with those real conversations. So how have you been able to embrace them and not shun them?
Well, because I can say I'm a leader with lived experience, I'm not afraid to tell people that I also struggle with some of these very things myself. And so for me, no is a full sentence.
Yes.
I have to check in with myself on a daily basis about people pleasing, right?
Yeah.
I work a remote job because I know that's what I need. Because when I get too elevated, I might need to go pedal my bike and have a talk with my Lord and Savior.
Okay.
So I think it's really being true to yourself. I have therapists, multiple with the S. I encourage people, if you have an employee assistance program, while you're waiting to see that psychiatrist or waiting to get that appointment with the therapist, utilize your employee assistance program where you can have 6 to 8 sessions for free based on each issue. I have a lot of issues, so I might have a few therapists.
But you know what? I appreciate your transparency. Because how many people sit in these seats and act as though everything is fine, and then come and share a message with the message that is not authentic because it's really not fine. So I appreciate the 6 and 7 therapists. I appreciate that because that speaks to the balance. Thank you, John. The balance of room.
And we cannot serve Allison people from an empty tank.
Girl, run it back.
I don't know if we're still recording, but I have a little bit of PTSD about a situation that happened about this time last year. I was serving and serving and serving. I fixed myself up, listened to my praise music on the way over to City Hall. where we were having a press conference with all of these cameras, I passed right out. So the thing is, we have to also not ignore the physical signs that come up for us when we are not okay. And so the things that I was trying to put makeup on and hold some Spanx and all that together, I passed out right there in front of the people on camera.
Wow.
Right? And had to take accountability for the things that I was not addressing. And so someone just told me a little while ago, you look happy, you look whole. It's because I am. It's because I'm not hiding anymore.
I love that.
And so people want me. They want the real me. And sometimes it's messy. That's okay too. On the city council dais, I do get messages. They say, fix your face. I told them, well, if you're watching on the video, you're about 4 minutes late because I'm already on to the next 4 minutes because it's on delay.
You did not fix your face. So I get in trouble for that too.
Well, as Black women, does that not happen for us kind of automatically in some spaces? Because our faces really tell our whole truth.
No, for real. My daughter knows if something's not right, just look at my face.
Yeah, I'm working on it.
Yeah.
And, you know, being the first Black woman to serve on city council, I brought a lot of stuff in with me as well. Like, are they going to think I'm the angry Black woman every time I open my mouth to speak up, to say something that is contrary to what is the majority vote? I'll just keep it clean right there.
Yeah,
But I'm putting that to the side because we were given our feelings and emotions for a reason. And if you tap something and it hurt, I might need to tell you. And I'm doing myself and others a disservice if I don't speak up.
Yeah.
And sometimes when I speak up, someone says, thank you for saying that because I wanted to say that too. So that's why I'm there. I'm not there for me. I'm there to be an advocate to serve for the people who elected me to the position. And I look forward to serving again. I am Kimberly Holiday, Mayor Pro Tem of Pflugerville, the most diverse city, the trail capital, and don't we look good together? Let the church say amen.
Amen. And on that note, that was powerful. Hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode of Bay Fame. My name is Allison McFarland. I am live here in Pflugerville, Texas at VentureFest. I am so excited to be here today and just have so many conversations with so many dynamic women in the community of Pflugerville. I am not short of amazed to have this conversation right now with Miss Melanie, City Council member. Well, thank you for saying yes to me. You could have been anyone today, and you chose to talk to us, so I'm on.
Well, I'm definitely a big supporter of women entrepreneurs and helping the next generation go further than we have.
Awesome, and that is a whole statement and ball. So, you being a City Councilwoman, and I know this is your first time at the Women's Summit. What was your thoughts on today?
I'm so excited to see so many successful women being able to share their journey and give advice to those that are coming behind them to help them succeed. I think it's really important to have collaboration and to work together so that as a whole we can move forward and be stronger.
I think that's beautiful. So when you think about women entrepreneurs and entrepreneurship in the economy of Pflugerville, what is your thoughts on the impact?
Well, women entrepreneurs think in a little bit different way than men. They have different perspectives, they have different goals, and so it's really important to have a variety of entrepreneurs and businesses to make the collective stronger, because if you only focus in one area or in one type of vision, you miss out on a whole bunch of other things that could bring more value to everyone. And I really believe in listening to everyone's voices and finding out what their special gift is to collaborate and give to the rest of the community.
Love that. So you have such a unique founder story. Tell us a little bit about your adventure, because you said, Allison, I was really just looking at something to do part-time, but then it kind of grew itself.
Yes, so when we moved here, we moved for a better life. I'm originally from California, and it was very expensive. Now, I did, invest in, the corporate world, and I was an auditor, and I worked for a nonprofit as well as a for-profit. So I had a wide variety of industries and clients that I worked with. But we really wanted to have that quality of life, and we wanted to bring our kids up in a safe place. So I moved here, and then I thought, you know what, this career, I can do anything. I could start small, just do my own business until the kids go to school, and then I can go back and work for a corporation. Yep. But what I found was it was just so flexible for me to be able to do that and kind of have the best of both worlds. And like I said, everyone's journey is different, and you define success for yourself. And so I wanted to have time plus still give to the community. And during that time, I just stayed very busy because I volunteer a lot. So in addition to my clients, I am involved in the city, the school district, my neighborhood, and my church. So, and then what happened is it just kind of naturally evolved because it's very important to be trustworthy and taxes and accounting. And so through word of mouth, my business just grew, and I had to make a decision. Either I have to turn away business or I have to grow my business. Right. And so because I do have a heart for serving, I did not want to turn away business. So then I brought on some bookkeepers, and now I have some interns, and then I'm even starting a job shadowing program. And so, but it does also give me the opportunity to make sure that I'm working with the people, you know, the best people possible. And so not always just taking everything that comes my way, but being very intentional about the clients I work with, that they also share the same values, because in my business, compliance and accuracy is important.
You said it best, but you're making sound, your CPA accounting life sound very cool.
Yeah.
So I love that. I love that. So you said you shared something with me that I think you need to be proud of. You're possibly building out a legacy, and your daughter might actually take it over the firm. Well, that's something to be proud of, because I know in my space, I don't get a lot of clients whose children actually are interested and possibly interested in inheriting and taking that legacy forward. So tell us a little bit about that.
Well, I think the important thing is to be honest and share your journey with the people around you. And so I wanted to tell a compelling story about how the journey that I took and the industry that I'm in can provide a lot of valuable service to a lot of people. Both my husband and I are math people, so they do come by a little bit naturally. But they were able to take some classes at the high school, Hendrickson High School, with Pflugerville ISD, and learn a little bit more about it. And then little by little, not because I told them they should like it, but because they experienced it for themselves, they actually said, you know what? I kind of like accounting. My daughter said, Mom, my accounting class is my favorite. And so she's now handling clients, and she's getting trained. We're at the beginning stages. So, but I said, as soon as we master this, and we can, you know, if you want more hours, we can do this. And so then I also told her that she has, you know, this helps opportunities to get an internship with a larger firm, or to try different avenues that she might want to pursue. But I'm hoping that after she does that, she'll come back and we can have a family business.
So awesome. So as you think of today's impact, and with all the speakers, with all the panels, with the keynote, in your amazing opening, it was phenomenal. What is the one word that you would describe for this whole day? If you had to think of one word to just sum up this day.
I think collaboration. So, because there were so many amazing stories, so many lessons that you could learn from it. And it's all part of coming together and sharing those resources. And so I think a lot of people feel that they might be on this journey alone, or that, you know, what they have to offer isn't worth sharing, or that not that many people want to know about it. But the thing is, if you remain silent, then you can't learn from others. They can't learn from you. And just as a whole, it doesn't help us progress. So I think everyone is unique and has a special gift to share. And I think this created a safe space for people to share that, and for people to go, you know what, I feel that same way. Like every speaker and every panelist, I'm like, I totally understand what they say. And sometimes you know something, but it's about getting the momentum to act.
That's powerful. Well, Ms. Nelly, I want to thank you for your time, and congratulations on your first year as City Council.
Oh, thank you. You know, it's going well. Okay. I had my goals about opening up conversations about things, looking at the numbers a little bit more. I am a numbers person.
Yes, ma'am.
But I believe data is powerful. It gives us information on the success, or maybe areas of opportunity in what we're doing, and that we need to use that to inform our decisions to make sure that we're serving the taxpayers in the best way possible.
I love it. Well, thank you so much.
Thank you for having me.
And that concludes another episode